stylistic matchup.
I am your champion, by the way. Ring Magazine, I am your champion.
We don't give a fuck what you
Your
are,
Excellency,
bro.
I am your champion.
Bro, we don't give a fuck, bro. I'm tired of hearing this shit. We don't give a fuck.
Baby, you gotta respect the origin.
Promise I'm gonna get
1600
right.
BCE.
Enough of this.
Cloud chasing, he would have had cloud. He didn't have cloud at that moment. He didn't have anything. So
You told me under 6.
Under
Is
six.
it under 6?
Under 6.
I can bet money on that?
Bad money.
Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero exchanged fiery words ahead of their upcoming match, with Ryan Garcia firing up the crowd at the press conference. The tension between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero continues to rise as Garcia, returning from a 1-year suspension, is set to face Romero on May 2nd in the main event of the Fatal Fury card in Times Square, New York City. At the press conference, Garcia promised no theatrics this time and stated that the rivalry between them is now resolved.
About 8 years ago, you know, it was a little rough sparring, I guess, but you know, he continued to use that sparring to, you know, kind of boost up his career. Credit to his point. But I don't have no bad blood to him. You know, I'm here to, you know, do my job and you know, set up that rematch. But I'm not overlooking him at all. I know that he's gonna come to fight. It's a big opportunity. We're on the main stage, so I gotta be sharp and prepare.
Despite lacking an extensive amateur background, Rolly Romero has continued to improve over the years. Having had sparring sessions 8 years ago, Ryan may believe that Rolly has been chasing him, suggesting that the sparring session was meant to boost Rolly's career. However, Rolly himself doesn't see it that way. He questioned Ryan Garcia's credibility back then, criticizing him for having nothing at the time.
if I was cloud chasing, he would have had cloud. He didn't have cloud at that moment. He didn't have anything. So, but it's just sparring. We're gonna see in the real fight in the ring on May 2nd, and we're gonna make it a big fight. We're gonna make it one of the biggest fights in U.S. history, and that's for sure.
Another important factor that Rolly addressed was the weight class. With the fight set to take place at welterweight, Rolly Romero expressed confidence that this weight class is a good fit for him and will give him an advantage in the matchup.
I called this years ago, saying that me and him were gonna fight at welterweight, and this is when we were both 35-pounders. So, I mean, I long outgrown 140. I definitely outgrew 135 long ago. When I was 35-pounder, I should have been a 40-pounder. When I was 40-pounder, I should have been a 47-pounder. So, I mean, I'm like all muscle.
Moving on, Rolly Romero is set to face Ryan Garcia on May 2nd, but there have been concerns about his ability to make weight. While he will be cutting down to an unnatural lightweight, he believes it could have a significant impact on his endurance and stamina. Expressing his concerns, he emphasized how crucial the WBA regular title is for him, making it clear that this fight means more than just a win.
It's everything. I mean, it affects timing, explosive, everything. Anything you got, it really affects you.
Can you talk to us just a little bit about how important this fight is to you? I mean, is this the most important fight of your career, even though there's not a world title on the line for it? You're fighting one of the most popular fighters in the sport right now.
No, we're fighting for a WBA. For WBA regular.
Is it the full world title?
No, it's the regular.
I'm sorry, guys. I just recognized the Ring Magazine title, but you guys are real. You guys are real fighters. You guys are...
As he sets to face Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia is determined now to change his image ahead of his fight with Rolly Romero, focusing on proving himself inside the ring and leaving past controversies behind. Garcia said, "I want to be great. I've always wanted to fight the best fighters in the sport. As far as my problems outside the ring, I've always had those problems. I don't know who else struggles with stuff like that, but that's just something I was struggling with." Ahead of his highly anticipated fight with Rolly, Ryan Garcia is focused on rebuilding his image and proving his commitment to the sport. In his own words, Garcia shared his mindset for the upcoming fight, stating that, "I want to just show everybody that you can come back from anything. I want to show my dedication to the sport and be a true professional. I admit my mistakes, and I don't want anybody to take my actions of drinking and smoking before the fight and try to think that's a way to handle yourself as a professional. So I came here to change that. This is my first fight to get respect back and to prove to everybody that it wasn't a fluke, and I'm ready to do it." Meanwhile, regardless of this optimism, things took a fiery turn when Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia went back and forth, blasting each other over their professional careers. They mocked and criticized each other. With a 1-year suspension and a career marked by controversies, Ryan Garcia's commitment to the massive fight card was called into question, especially after the heated altercation with Teofimo Lopez. The peace he's trying to establish ahead of the fight now feels a bit undermined.
stylistic
I am
matchup.
your champion, by the way. Ring Magazine, I am your champion.
We don't give a what you
Your
are, bro.
Excellency,
Enough of
I
that
am
shit.
your champion.
Bro, we don't give a bro. I'm tired of hearing this shit. We don't give a
Box, baby, you gotta
We gonna
respect
run
the
that
origin.
too.
Since
Promise I'm gonna get
1600
right.
BCE.
Enough of this shit.
You guys are so
hearing you.
boring. You guys are talking so
Shut the
polite
fuck
to
up.
each
Yeah,
other.
because that's how we
crazy.
keeping it.
You guys
Keep
are all talking so
loud, bro.
politely, man.
We gonna
What
run
the
that.
fuck is
Remember that.
this?
We're gonna run that.
Yeah,
I like it.
I ain't home,
100%.
but like, bring it
Yeah,
in.
100%.
Bring it in. Y'all
I'm
not
gonna
even
be
put the
great, too.
tip in yet.
Bro,
like,
like I
come on,
said.
pause. By the way, pause. But y'all haven't
God
even
damn,
put the
shut
tip in.
Offering his own perspective on the heated exchange, Rolly Romero shared his thoughts on Ryan Garcia's outburst toward Teofimo Lopez. While some might think it could be an issue for Garcia, Rolly remains unfazed, casually stating that he doesn't really care. He suggested that their heated exchange could simply be a result of some inside jokes, with the two firing off at each other during the press conference. Instead of focusing on the drama, Rolly emphasized that he had a great time at the event, brushing off the tension as part of the entertainment.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think they all had some stuff going on, like some inside joke between them. That was kind of just, I don't know. I really don't know. It was a good time, though. It was.
On the other hand, Ryan Garcia addressed the media after the press conference, explaining what had made him furious at that moment. He pointed out that Teofimo Lopez had crossed a line by making racist comments, which he felt was completely wrong. Garcia made it clear that he has never fought Teofimo and has no personal issue with him, but emphasized that he's not afraid to take on anyone who might disrespect him. As for his ongoing feud with Devin Haney, Garcia addressed it as well, acknowledging that he still respects Haney, but firmly stated that after their last fight, he's confident Haney can't beat him.
I want Teo because I haven't fought Teo, and I feel like I wanted to do, for me, is like fight everybody. You know, that's what I always wanted to do. When I seen everybody hyping up, you know, Tank, Devin, Teofimo, that was like the whole thing. So in my heart, I wanted to fight Teo because I feel like I handled Haney, you know, regardless.
So of the four kings, that's still ongoing then?
That's how I feel. You know, I feel like that's what it is. But again, if I have to go through Haney again, I will, because I feel like I got his number. I feel like, you know, he just can't beat me. Since the amateurs, you know, I've always rang his bell. So if I have to do it again, I will.
Shifting his focus onto his next adversary, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia is confident in his ability to defeat him with ease. He believes his experience and skills will be more than enough to secure a victory, emphasizing that his abilities far surpass those of Rolly's. When asked if there's anything about Rolly that worries him, Garcia firmly responded with a no, confidently predicting that Rolly Romero will be an easy knockout for him.
I think just my experience and my overall abilities are just much better than his. I think he's going to come hard to fight because he's in a great opportunity, and he's confident against me. So I think we're going to see a good fight, but ultimately I'm going to knock him out.
To keep up the momentum of the press conference, Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero also had an intense face-off in Times Square, New York, drawing a large crowd eager to see them up close. Showbiz the Adult, who was present at this moment, revealed that Ryan Garcia made a bold prediction, claiming he would knock out Rolly Romero in 6 rounds. Showbiz weighed in on this statement, acknowledging that there could be some truth to Garcia's claim, considering the two know each other well from their sparring sessions. However, he also pointed out that while fighters like Tank Davis and Lamont Roach were familiar with each other, their outcomes in the ring turned out to be completely different. Despite this, Ryan's confidence in his knockout ability was clear, as he even challenged anyone to bet on it. Showbiz the Adult, feeling the confidence from Garcia, stated that he would place his own bet and eagerly await the results when they both meet in the ring.
Ryan Garcia says that he's going to knock out Rolly Romero under 6 rounds, and to bet on that.
You told me under 6.
Under
Is
6.
it under 6?
Under 6.
I can bet money on that?
Bet money.
Feeling that maybe, that Ryan is probably going to beat Rolly unless Rolly just know Ryan from, sparring and all that shit. You saw what happened with Lamont Roach and Javante Tank Davis. When they know each other, different things starts to happen, different outcomes. But Ryan Garcia, he did say after the face-off in Times Square that he's going to knock him out under 6 rounds. And I'm going to be betting my money on my bookie. I'm going to take Ryan Garcia's word for it there. And listen, we'll see what happens. Listen, you know me. I'm always going to put my money where my mouth is, and we're just going to see what's up.
Expressing his own thoughts, Ryan Garcia also reflected on his sparring sessions with Rolly Romero, sharing how things went down at the time. He acknowledged that while facing a bigger opponent could have posed a challenge, it didn't bother him once they were in the ring. Garcia then went on to blast Rolly, claiming he didn't see anything exceptional in him during their sparring. Despite this, Garcia did give credit to Rolly for the professional growth he has shown since then.
Is that true? Yes. Yeah, the first time I just stuck to a game plan when you're facing a bigger dude, bigger puncher, because at the time I was like 17, 18, much smaller than him, so I kind of just knew what to do, and then he came and talked shit and saying I was running, so I decided to stand there and bang. He had some good moments, but nothing crazy, and then he started, using that to get his career going. But kudos to him. He used it well.
In addition to this, Ryan Garcia shared his thoughts on what he has observed in Rolly Romero over the years. He believes Rolly is still fighting in the same style he used to, without making any significant adjustments to his approach. Garcia went on to question Rolly's chin, suggesting that it might not be as sturdy as some think. Confident in his own abilities, Garcia boldly stated that he is going to knock Rolly out in the ring, asserting that he is ready to expose his opponent's weaknesses and deliver a dominant performance. Garcia also emphasized that while Rolly may have improved professionally, he still does not see him as a real threat to his skill set.
Not really, to be honest. I kind of just see him still making a lot of the same mistakes, still kind of fighting the same. He hasn't really made that many adjustments, to be honest. His chin actually looks like it's gotten a lot weaker, to be honest.
Okay, so you feel like it's going to be a knockout for sure on May 2nd?
Probability-wise, yeah, like 90%.
On the other hand, Rolly Romero also made a bold and shocking statement, declaring that he is in it for a knockout. In a satirical twist, he even joked about betting $1 million on the knockout, showing his unwavering confidence. Romero boasted about his belief in securing the victory, emphasizing that when he steps into the ring, he truly is the betting man he claims to be. His confidence was evident as he assured everyone that he is ready to back up his words with action and deliver a powerful performance.
I'm a betting man.
What would you bet on it?
Knockout.
What would your wager be, though?
$1 million.
Meanwhile, an important point to consider is that during Ryan Garcia's suspension year, Rolly Romero fought big names, significantly accelerating his professional career. Acknowledging this particular factor, Rolly stated that this would likely give him an edge heading into the fight. However, he didn't overlook his opponent, recognizing that Ryan had been busy dealing with personal matters and legal issues, which may have fueled a strong sense of revenge and determination within him.
How do you feel about him having that time off and you still being somewhat more active than he was? Do you feel like that's an advantage?
I'm at this level, nobody's truly active like that. This level, if you fight twice a year, you're golden. It's been a year for him, but he had a busy last year before that, so he fought 3 times that year.
Rolly Romero also shared his thoughts on the first fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, criticizing Ryan for being unprofessional. He pointed out that it was unacceptable for Ryan to come in overweight, especially for his first world title fight. While Romero admitted that Ryan did land a solid beating on Haney, he emphasized that Ryan's lack of professionalism ultimately led to a 1-year suspension and the overturning of his results. Rolly believes that Ryan should have handled those issues more responsibly, as they ultimately undermined his performance and career.
It's very unprofessional to come in overweight, especially in your first title fight. So you must not have wanted to be world champion. So shoot, if there's a belt in front of you, you're supposed to try to make it no matter what. So it's very unprofessional of him to do that. But on the good side, he beat the shit out of Devin.
So there's that.
At the same time, there's a lot of buzz surrounding a potential rematch between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, following the unexpected hype their first fight generated. In this scenario, Rolly Romero is playing the role of a spoiler, as his fight with Ryan Garcia could completely shift the momentum and alter the chances of a rematch. When asked if he felt disrespected by not being in the spotlight with all the attention on Ryan versus Haney 2, Rolly casually shrugged it off, saying he doesn't really care. He expressed full confidence in his ability to beat Ryan Garcia and made it clear that if a rematch is in the cards afterward, he's open to it. As for fighting Haney, Rolly stated that it holds no real interest for him, but he hinted that a future matchup with Teofimo Lopez could be on the horizon.
I don't care. They could rematch after me. I'll beat the shit out of Ryan and they could rematch. It's okay. I mean, Devin already got his ass beating, so Ryan gets his. Now they should be a little bit more, they should feel a little bit better.
And let's say you beat Ryan. How do you feel about the possibility of fighting Haney if they give you the spot?
Not interested.
Really? Why not?
I just don't care.
Now, there's another person on this card, Teofimo Lopez. You guys obviously have history. You guys used to be close friends, and you guys had a falling out. Is that a fight you'd possibly want to entertain as well in the future?
Possibly.
Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia shared his thoughts on a potential rematch with Devin Haney. He expressed his eagerness to beat him again, but also pointed out some strange behavior from Haney. Garcia recalled that he had already delivered a dominant beating to Haney, yet he feels Haney and his team haven't fully recovered from that loss. In light of this, Garcia suggested that Haney seems to be constantly looking for a reason to sue him, hinting at ongoing tension between the two. Ryan highlighted that Devin has a habit of turning the things Ryan says against him. He also mentioned that Devin is in a weak state of mind, still unable to move past their previous loss, which he believes is affecting his mentality going into any future fights.
For one reason, he's suing me. At the end of the day, I don't know what I could tell him. Everything I've said is now used against me. So I don't know what to say to them. At the end of the day, anything I could say can be used against me. So what am I supposed to do, really? I just realized that he's that much of a bitch, and maybe he'll sue me for saying that. Who knows? Who knows? He might use that in the deposition, but he used a lot of my tweets in the deposition. Everything I said, he used against me. So this is the weak state of mind this man has. He's taking words and using words against me in the court of law. So at the end of the day, I don't got nothing to say to these guys. I just want to beat his ass again, and that's it. I don't have to say anything more. I already proved it. I beat his ass.
Do you feel like you're in his head?
I don't know, and I don't even care. I feel like they're trying to get any ounce of confidence over me right now, coming off that loss. They've been doing that since they lost, trying to gather all the strength they can to try to right that wrong. It was a bullshit call with the steroids, and it's a bullshit call with the suing. So all that shit is just bullshit. I don't want no part of it.
Eddie Hearn, who was also present at the press conference, shared his thoughts on the upcoming Fatal Fury card. Weighing in on the matchup between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, he stated that while he enjoys Rolly's personality and character, he believes Ryan Garcia will ultimately prevail in the fight.
That younger generation. Ryan Garcia, huge name. Devin Haney, huge name. Teofimo Lopez, huge name. And do you know what? What I like about it as well, they're all in real fights. I love Rolly. I think he's a great character, but I think Ryan will deal with him well.
Hearn also expressed concerns about Devin Haney making his comeback after a year, noting that there are mistakes to address in his return. When it came to Teofimo Lopez, Hearn offered an immense round of praise, highlighting Lopez's skills and performance as one of the most impressive in the sport.
There's a lot of mystique over the comeback of Devin Haney. Don't forget, it's going to be a year since the comeback. I think it's the right fight for him, but also at the same time, Ramirez is coming off a defeat. I think Teo's got a tough fight against Barboza. We just had him on our show. He won a close decision, but his confidence is going to be rising. And Teo is, I've got to say, I love Teofimo Lopez. He's well out there. I don't know what I'm just watching him walking around. I think, I want to be on your planet. You know what I'm saying? I want to be on Teofimo's planet.
One of the most popular fighters in boxing, Garcia endured a tumultuous 2024. Leading up to his fight with Devin Haney in April, he faced a series of incidents that raised questions about his mental health, including a significant weight miss for the Haney fight and an odd moment where he chugged a beer during their final face-off. Despite these controversies, Garcia delivered a stunning performance against Haney, securing an upset victory. However, the triumph was short-lived, as the result was later overturned after Garcia tested positive for a banned substance. Moving on, Ryan Garcia's comeback is being seen as a significant highlight of this card, with him promising to fully commit to boxing and perform more professionally, avoiding the mistakes of his past. The world is eagerly awaiting to see a more disciplined fighter when he steps into the ring on May 2nd. In a conversation about this, Ariel Helwani sat down with Oscar De La Hoya, praising the transformation he's observed in Ryan compared to just a few months ago in April, highlighting the positive changes in him as a person. In response, Oscar De La Hoya reassured that this shift is all due to Ryan's new mindset, which has helped him evolve into a better human being.
This very small 3-fight explosive card. Can I ask you about Ryan Garcia? Because when I watch him up there and I compare him to the guy in April of last year in Brooklyn, this is a completely different human being. He seems a lot more at peace, like almost zen-like, if you will. Can you describe the difference between him and almost a year ago?
Yeah, it's zen-like, exactly.
De La Hoya also confidently declared that on May 2nd, the world will witness a beast in the form of Ryan Garcia, highlighting that this will be the most focused and determined version of him yet. He emphasized that Garcia's mindset and dedication have evolved, and fans can expect a dominant performance in the ring that will leave no doubt about his abilities.
I think that Ryan Garcia had a lot to think about. Not fighting, not training. In between these fights, look, you reflect on your life. You reflect on what you did in your past, and how can I get better? How can I improve in certain areas? He did a lot of work, and I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him because it's not easy being a champion, not easy being a fighter at this caliber, carrying the sport of boxing on his back. It's a lot of pressure. So the fact that Ryan Garcia's back, he's subdued a bit, but I like that because, man, once he comes out May 2nd, we're gonna see a beast.
With Garcia making his big comeback after a year-long suspension, he's promising a more professional and disciplined approach, ready to prove that his past mistakes are behind him. But Rolly Romero isn't backing down, confidently calling for a knockout and claiming he's the one to spoil Garcia's return. With both fighters bringing their unique mindsets to the ring, the May 2nd event is shaping up to be a thriller. Will Garcia deliver on his promises and silence his critics, or will Romero upset the odds and make a statement? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, it's a fight you won't want to miss. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates on this epic clash. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think will come out on top?